where am I feeling like I know that there's more that wants to be expressed, but I'm using the excuse or reason that I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I got to put more hours in my job. I got to stay in this relationship because of the child, or I got to do this thing because of whatever external thing, and really sit with what is it that's making me believe this is truth. Welcome to Healing Conversations podcast.
Podcast.
Yes. Hello. Hello,
Mhm.
everyone. Welcome back to Healing Conversations podcast.
Podcast.
As you know, this is our space. We talk all things expansion and growth, and we just bring real life conversation situations to the space, unpack so we can process, honor, and feel, let go, and lead by example of how to do what we invite you to do on a daily or weekly, I should say, with our podcast.
Yes, yes. And we're so glad that you're here and you're present and you're listening and you're taking it all in. So definitely hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, Google, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you're catching this. Hit us up. Let us know how you are growing, how you are learning, how you're evolving, expanding from these conversations because we're pretty deep into the season now. So I know y'all been getting some nuggets. We want to hear from you. So hit us up. This is a dialogue, not just us yapping at you. So,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So let's get into it. We're just gonna jump into, so as you know, Sister Angelique and I, we always just catch up and see where we are, and then we just go into just random conversation, honestly. But it's always of some elevation or expansion within what we're talking about. And what came through for us today, and I feel like this will be a lot of support and bring a lot of awareness to maybe where you are in life or how maybe you are even navigating life. Just bring some awareness to that. So today we're going to talk about, are you outsourcing or looking for outsources, things outside of yourself to be the resource for your peace, your joy, your happiness, your abundance, your
Your creativity, your
creativity.
expression. Yeah.
hmm All the things that we tend to think that others hold control over. Are you allowing outside sources to be the resource that's keeping you from the source that's within you? Oh,
Mm.
just saying that, it's just like
Mm.
it's so enriching because
Mm.
it's, for me, for so long on my journey, I lacked knowledge of any of that. If I would have heard that what I'm speaking now 8 years ago, 9 years ago, it would have sounded like gibberish to me because I wasn't in the space of awareness. I was in the, I like to say, hypnosis of the world because I was looking for outside resources. I was tuned into the news, tuned into the newspaper. I was tuned into the gossip. I was tuned into all the chaos that is happening on the daily from the perspective of what is shown and displayed to us. And it made me live my life in fear. I was like so fearful of what was going on in like politics and just the overseas, the wars. Like I was such in fear, y'all. And it's so crazy for me to say that now because that's not who I am and where I am. But to know that that was the case, there was a time where I remember when 9/11 happened and I was in Minnesota. I actually moved there for 2 weeks. That's where my mother and family is. But seeing that, it made me afraid to catch the flight back to California, so I took a Greyhound. Because
Mm.
I'm like, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to chance it. And I was so just glued in and tuned in that I didn't realize that I was giving so much of my power and my peace and my joy and my happiness away because I let them say, go right, and I ran right. Go left, I go left. Jump, how high? Okay, you're not giving us the inches, the length, the feet. Tell me, how high do
Tell
you want
me,
me
I
to
need to do it
jump?
right.
And as funny as that sounds now, I would say the unfortunate thing is there's so many people living their life currently from that state, from that place of awareness, because they're letting outsources, outside things dictate how they navigate through life. And a lot of times they're letting it be the deciding factor. Do I feel happy today? Do I feel safe today? Do I feel peace today? And whenever you are in that place of letting others dictate that for you, you'll never be happy. You'll never be at peace because you're giving your power away.
Mm,
Our power comes from within us. And I've been on this journey of, I like to say it's been layers for me. It was self-development, it went to healing, it went into the spiritual awakening, now it's the remembrance. And as I go deeper into my remembrance, I remember that that source is within me. That resource is within me. And that's why I was given an intuition to guide me, to lead me, to tell me where I need to go, what I need to do. And it always reminds me that I'm always safe, I'm
mm,
always protected. Peace is something that I can access and it's not given to me. And I'll end it there.
mm. That's good. That's good. Ooh, and I want to take a moment to remind everyone listening that Brother Raymel and I are not here to be the experts or to tell you what to do. We are on this journey as well. And I am also amazed that I can say with certainty and confidence that source is within me, God is within me. Like that is my provision at all times. That's what allows me to feel safe. That's what allowed me to live in Skid Row for a year and not walk around in fear because I had my practice, because I knew I was divinely guided and protected. And in this new age that we are in, with the rapid advancement of technology and with all of the different um, political and economic things going on as far as wars and economic financial shifts, um, having that knowledge that we are source, that we are the creators of our experience is a powerful place to stand. It allows us to have a foundation of peace, of joy, of certainty, just to be able to know that all of this stuff is shifting and moving, but we're centered here. We're grounded here. I am having my own experience. I'm creating my own experience. And if you are someone who is having trouble digesting that, or you hear that and you say, but my job, I lost my job because of this, or somebody in my family transitioned because of the things that are happening, or my school got shut down. There's so many different things. My friend got deported, right? Like so much can be happening in our lives. And yet, I still want to encourage you and invite you to take on that affirmation of sources within me. I am the creation. I am the creator,
Hmm.
right? Because when we speak that affirmation and we have that standing of perspective, it allows us to observe what's happening. It allows us to observe the experience of losing a job due to whatever conditions. Because when we step back, there's something good that is wanting to come forward. I just heard someone say recently how losing their job was one of the best things that happened to them because they were in a job that they hated, but they weren't willing to leave because they were so certain, like so sure that this job, that this employer was their source. So they weren't able to recognize that they were their source. But when that source left, they had to figure out something else, and they were able to tap into their creativity and into their individual gift as service in a deeper way, in a way that they were neglecting before because they had been so distracted by this source that
Mm.
was actually just a resource. And again, if we are thinking that these transitory, um, temporal, like um, temporary things are our source, how can they be the source if they're temporary? So, yeah, I feel like that's a powerful question to ask, because because I know I've definitely been there. And it's actually something I'm glad we're healing conversations. I'm glad we're having this conversation because I am presently having to review my life in the way that I have been holding um, the idea of certain um, income streams that I have. And I recognized recently, like, I'm kind of holding on pretty tight to this service opportunity. And I'm really like having some personal discrepancies come up where I'm like demeaning them and diminishing them and not actually looking at this point of awareness that's wanting to come up, because I'm like, oh, if I look at this too hard, then this opportunity may dissipate. We may start to distance, because as we raise our awareness and we raise our and we become more aware of our attraction and what we actually do want to attract, those things that are not in alignment start to drift away. So I'm like, oh, if I start thinking about this, if I start thinking about this too much and bringing too much awareness about the disconnect that is present, this might start to drift away. And so, like I said, we are in this journey. We are doing these practices. We are tapping into our awareness constantly. So, I encourage you to continue to examine your life as well, Brother Raymond.
Mm. I love that. And thank you for sharing where you are in regards to just the questioning, like, am I attached? What am I holding on? What am I not allowing myself to feel to like know what is real? Mm. And I feel like we've all been there or may be there in the moment with just another thing because that attachment makes us look for the outside thing to be the resource.
Mm-hmm.
But when we break it down, that the attachment is the feeling we think that thing is going to give us. So that's why when we speak of it's within you, that feeling is activating from within you. Feeling of joy comes from within you. You feel joy, you don't see it. And we often think that we see things that bring us joy, but that's once again, you're looking for that outside to be the inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that may go over some people's head because they're like, well, the beach brings me joy. That's my joy. That's my peace. You bring the peace to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And the peach elevates where you vibrate. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the beach elevates where you vibrate. And your vibration is where you are, not what someone else puts you or they make you go to. It's where you reside. And we'll go into like just more depth on another episode. And y'all, we on this journey. So we're gonna go into, I like to say, because this season that we're starting with, it's just introduction and we're getting into the conversation. But I definitely do want to at some point share my awareness of like how energy is everything. Because once we have that awareness, we realize like when we hear vibes and vibration, it's not some like Abraham Hicks or Joe Dispenza, and they're trying to like it's real life things that we're experiencing every day. When you walk into a room, the first thing you feel before words are expressed is the vibration. You feel either
Mm-hmm.
the love, you feel the discomfort, you feel the awkwardness, you feel that, and then you see it expressed through exchange of maybe words or just physical gestures. So that's why,
Mm.
like, even a simple awareness, because we've all had that, like, oh, this feels, I don't know if I want to
And
be.
even when we ask like, oh, who all gonna be there? And you're asking that because you know when we get into the environment of certain individuals, their frequency, their energy, vibration is gonna be in a certain set point. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I I don't know if I wanna
Mm-hmm.
go. I think I'm busy.
Actually, I gotta go walk my bird.
I gotta go water my waters. Like, oh, we water your water?
And we joke, but like I wanted to bring that awareness because you bring the peace to the beach, meaning like wherever that thing is that's outside of you, even your job, the attachment to the belief that this is the only source or resource that I have, it keeps us in that limited place. So that's when
Mm.
we're allowing expired milk to be what we drink daily.
Ooh.
Knowing that it doesn't smell good, it doesn't taste good, it's just not making us feel good, but we are so attached to this is all that I have, so we're sipping it.
Mm.
And that's where we're stuck in the discomfort of a relationship, a job, a idea that this is all we can experience in life, so we never pursue things or do things. And deep down we all have this inner calling, this inner knowing, like I came here to do something amazing. And it may not be you on the stage in front of a large crowd, but what gift, what talent, what thing wants to be expressed through you? As Sister Angelique said, we creativity comes from within. So that's always wanted to be expressed. But when we are in the place of doubt in ourselves, or letting something outside ourselves make us feel like, well, this is all that you have and this is all that you can do and this is the blueprint of what life have to be for you, then that's where we're stuck in the attachment of this idea that this is all that I have. So really like sit with that question of where am I feeling like I know that there's more that wants to be expressed, but I'm using the excuse or reason that I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I got to put more hours in my job. I got to stay in this relationship because of the child, or I got to do this thing because of whatever external thing, and really sit with what is it that's making me believe this is truth.
Mm.
And you may think, well, it's what I see. It's my home. It's my account. It's whatever the physical thing, but know that that's a recreation because you've been letting the outside thing be the expectation of all that there is. So just really sit with that. And we're gonna leave y'all some tips, but that was just a invitation of inner questions because the more questions we ask, y'all, like the universe literally hears you. It hears your thoughts. It doesn't even need to hear your words. It hears your thoughts. And it's always like, okay, here's the answer, here's the solution. But once again, if we're looking for the outsource, the outside thing to be the resource, we don't hear the answer. And we're answering someone else's phone or telling someone else, pick up my phone, tell them I'm not here, get that message. That's yours. That ain't mine.
Mm.
That's yours. And I'll end it there.
Oh, listen, that's a real. That's real. It's crazy because we do have a personal, intimate, undisrupted connection with the universe, with spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call your higher power. There is no need for a priest or a rabbi or a nun or a spiritual counselor, whatever. We have that connection innately, internally. So when we are present, when we can be present and really tap into that, we willing to pick up that phone ourselves.
Mm.
Because how disempowering. Like really think about this analogy that Brother Ravel. We're wrapping up here. I just want you to really think about this analogy. You you put out a call, and somebody took the universe took that message, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get back to you. And then your phone starts ringing. You start getting little ding, ding, and you look at someone else over there and you say, hey, can you pick that up? and they're like, why would I do that? Or they pick it up and they hear the message, they put the phone down, and then you're just sitting there like, well, what was the message? What was the answer?
Mm.
You don't know because you didn't tap in directly. You didn't pick up the phone yourself. You were having somebody else do it. Or even in another case, they pick up the phone and they tell you something that wasn't actually what the universe, what spirit wanted to tell you. It's just their interpretation of it. And that is
Mm.
why it's so important that we answer the phone ourselves, while we
Mm.
keep that connection ourselves. So I just want y'all to recognize that because the
Mm.
analogy was potent.
Mm.
But yeah, let's jump into some tips because
Let's
this
jump into some
conversation has
tips.
been very rich. I'm gonna let you start off, Brother Raymond.
Yeah. So as just in the alignment with what we've been in conversation with today, the first tip I would invite you into the reconnection of the resource, the source that's within you. And I feel like we've given this before, but repetition creates embodiment.
Mhm.
So stillness. We've given you 60 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. So let's stretch it to 5 minutes. And then just really be in that place of stillness. And in that time, your mind is going to go every way, have everything to say, every story and analogy, and repeat to yourself when those thoughts come, drop to nothing,
Mm,
drop to nothing. And it literally flushes those thoughts down the toilet. And you start to just really be in that place of blank. So 5 minutes stillness and repeat to yourself when the thoughts are bombarding you, drop to nothing.
listen, I need that one. I know you said we probably repeated that before, but that's the first time I've heard that. So that's good. Drop to nothing. Ashe. Ooh, I would say, um, just along the lines of that phone analogy, because it's really still ringing with me. Um, see what messages you've sent out to the universe that you haven't picked up,
Hmm.
and just allow yourself to have that awareness of, I've been praying for this new job, I've been praying for this partnership, I've been praying for this money, I've been praying for this service opportunity, but I haven't had anything come up yet. See where you have sent out a call and there's a message trying to get to you, because it is, if you're putting it out there.
Mm. Oh, I love that. And the last one that's coming through for me that I want to invite you all to do is gratitude. Gratitude is the best way to connect to the source because you're in that space of appreciation for this human experience. And I would invite you just to simple things. Grateful that you woke up, grateful that you're able to see, grateful that you're able to hear. Start with the basics and then expand it out to the physical things. Though what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch is still physical, but you're doing it from within. So just
Mm,
start off with the gratitude, and you'll start to see how you're more connected, you're more present, and you're more aware of when the phone is ringing and you know it's your tune because you're not listening to someone else's, you're knowing what your tune is. And I think
mm,
that will be a good place to land it.
yes. So to recap, Brother Ray Mel invited us into stillness, doing 5 minutes. And yes, we are into the season pretty deep. And we even started with like a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. But we really believe that you can do this 5 minutes. If you've been
Hmm.
consistent with listening to this podcast, that first tip, sit in stillness for 5 minutes and using um, that affirmation, I guess it would be, drop to nothing when the thoughts come up. Allow that because your mind will take that command. Absolutely. And I'm gonna take that on too. So sit in stillness for 5 minutes and use the command drop to nothing to allow yourself to remain there. And the second tip was, see what messages you are putting out into the universe that it may be trying to answer. but you're not answering the call. Just be aware, become cognizant, and see what that is so that you can open yourself up to answering it. And
Mm,
then beautiful, always relevant, Brother Emil asked us to be in gratitude, be
mm-hmm.
in appreciation, and allow the universe to know that you are receptive and that you are fertile ground for all the good things that want to come to you. So,
This is
yes.
so much life. There's so much life, y'all. And I just want to say that real quick. There's so much life that is being expressed every single second
Mm,
during every single day. And when we're looking at the outside sources, especially in the time that we're in the world, and my heart wants to say this, when you allow yourself to be present and to really see, there's so much beauty. There's so much joy. There's so much happiness. There's so many creations that are just
mm,
naturally unfolding because there's so much life. Everything is life. So that just invitation of stillness, checking to see what's keeping you from answering the phone or the messages, and the gratitude is such a powerful thing that reminds you that there's so much life to live.
yes, we appreciate you all joining us today. Definitely hit us up and tell
Hmm.
us how this message has resonated with you. I know we may be working on picking up the message from the universe, but we want to pick up some messages from y'all too. So hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you happen to be catching this, listening to this, taking it in, because it really is a richer experience when you engage with us in that way. And I gotta
Yeah.
say, some people have, because we're a little bit in here, some people have been hitting me up and saying, like, oh, this is what I got. This is what I got. I'm like, yes, I love it.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And always, catch us every Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are on Instagram, Raymel Bentley, VZ Spaces. And that's where we're live. We are there about 90 minutes and we have a real live conversation, and we extend the invitation to join us on the virtual stage, comment in the chats. We like to engage, so that's where we're really a little more hands-on. But this is our space where you take us with you wherever you go, okay? Wherever,
Mm-hmm.
however, we're with you. And as always, thank y'all for being on this journey with us. Thank y'all for
Yes.
tuning in, locking in, and expanding with us, because without you all, there would be no healing conversation. It'd just be me and Sister Angelique talking as we always do.
And that would still be good, but it's even better with
Yes.
y'all. So we'll
All
see y'all
right. We will
next
see y'all
week.
next week. Bye.
Bye.